Why don't you introduce yourself?
My name is Kacie Killen Kennedy.
And tell us your story.
So I was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2020. I went through chemo. I had a double mastectomy and radiation. And then I had a reconstruction surgery. I did a little bit of PT through my provider, which I had to travel to Billings for. Unfortunately, my reconstruction surgery failed due to the radiation damage. So last year, I traveled to Phoenix, Arizona for another reconstruction surgery. And my plastic surgeon in Phoenix has a very particular rehab that he has all of his patients go through. The place that he wanted me to go to was located in Billings. It was the only physical therapist that was certified in breast cancer reconstruction physical therapy. It was January at the time, and the physical therapy was twice a week. And so I was going to have to drive from Miles City to Billings twice a week. So I thought, I'm going to call Brooke. There's this new place in Miles City, Montana Made. I'm going to call them and see if maybe there's a chance that I won't have to travel to Billings. So I called, and she went above and beyond, working with my doctor in Phoenix and other physical therapists to get the care that I needed right here in Miles City.
How did physical therapy change the course of your recovery?
So prior to surgery, my last surgery, I did not have full range of motion in my arms. I had some pulling, some cording, and I just thought, I had the surgery, that's just normal. You're just gonna have to live with it. You know, I can still function through my job and my day-to-day. Coming here and working with Brooke made me realize that it doesn't have to be that way. She worked through the cording and things that I had after my first surgery. You don't have to live at 50 or 75%. Like, I can fully function at 100% now, and that should be the normal. Just talking to people in general, even in this town, they're like, oh wow, you feel great, you look great. And I like to express that that's not normal to feel that 50% or 75%. Like, it's possible. And with this facility, it just makes it should be the norm, I guess.
Yeah, you want to show others that, like, hey, I was able to do it, and it's not just because I'm the outlier in my recovery. It just should be what you do after having those kinds of procedures.
PT should be more of a norm. You should do it. Like Brooke had mentioned one time, people who've had C-sections should have this type of PT. And I'm like, I've never even heard of anybody, going through it. And I think people need to realize that it can be actually work and be better, actually going and doing the work in the PT.
Yeah. And when your story started, was this did you have a regular checkup, or did you find that you had other signs and symptoms that came on first that prompted that?
1 in 8 women in their lifetime are diagnosed with breast cancer. And what are the odds that I was going to be that 1 in 8? I was young. I had no previous family history, and I had just passed, like weeks before, all my required tests to get life insurance. So I was like, I got the life insurance, I'm good. And then I felt a lump. I went to which it was during COVID, so I had to wait a while to be able to get into a doctor, doing the self-check. I'm like, that's new, that's different. So I went into my doctor, and from there it was test after test until I was diagnosed. So.
And were you doing regular checks yourself?
I went to college for way too long. When I was a freshman in the dorms, they had little things hanging in the shower, and it was how to do a self-breast exam. And if I learned one thing from college, if I took one thing away from college, it was to do your self-checks every month.
Yeah.
And I did. And that's, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's great for that college to have, because you're not wrong. Like, people are young, and a self-check is not hard to do.
It stuck with me.
But it's something that, you don't think about.
No.
And so if you were to have one message for the community, for anybody that this video reaches on breast cancer, what would that be? I've kind of heard your slogan already.
My message, yes, check your tits, because mine tried to kill me.
Yeah.